So in the previous class, I have discussed the solutions of the questions in assignment in Newton's laws up to question number 20. Now I am going to continue the discussion of the solutions of the questions in the assignment in Newton's laws, numbering from 21. Look at the question number 21 on the screen. An 80 kg man stands on a spring balance in an elevator and starts to move. The scale reads 700 newtons. What is the accelerated elevator? So the mass m of the man is 80 kg. The apparent weight of the body placed inside the elevator, same as the magnitude of the normal reaction force. So that is equal to 700 Newton. So the true weight mg is equal to 80 kg to 10 meter per second square, or 800 newtons. We can observe that the apparent weight of the body in this case is less than the true weight mg. So for a man inside the elevator, there are two forces acting on the man inside the elevator. One is his weight mg acts vertically downwards, and n represents the magnitude of normal reaction force on the man which acts upwards. Here n is less than mg. That means mg is more than n. So when two forces act on the body in opposite directions, magnitude of the resultant force is the difference of the magnitude of the two forces. And direction of the resultant force will be in the direction of the force with greater in magnitude. Here mg is greater than n. Therefore, direction of the resultant force will be downwards. The direction of the acceleration is same as the direction of the resultant force. So acceleration will be downwards. So the magnitude of resultant force of the body, the downward direction can be done as mg minus n. From Newton's second law, that can write as mv into a. So from this you can find the acceleration true weight mg is 800 newtons. Normal reaction n is equal to 700 newton. Mass m equal to 80 kg. So magnitude of the acceleration will be therefore 100 by 80 meter per second square, or 1.25 meter per second square in the downward direction. So those who want to copy the solution of the problem, they can copy the solution of the problem. In case you need more time to copy the solution of the problem, you can take a pause and take your time. Say the question number 22. An elevator with its load weighs 4000 kg weight. It is descending with a speed of 9.8 meter per second. The load on the cables must not exceed 6000 kg weight. What is the shortest distance in which the elevator can be stopped? So we can consider the elevator along with the load as one system. The total weight mg of the system is equal to 4000 kg weight. Means 4000 into 9.8 newtons. The tension in the cables means supporting rope acts upwards. Let capital T denote the magnitude of tensional force on the elevator by the cables which acts upwards. The motion of the elevator is downwards. You are asked to find the minimum distance in which the elevator can be stopped if it is initially moving with initial velocity of magnitude 9.8 meter per second. So the elevator can be stopped in the minimum possible distance when the tension in the cable reaches the maximum possible value. The maximum tension with the cables can withstand 6,000 kg weight, or 6,000 into 9.8 newtons. So if you choose the downward direction, that is the direction of the motion as positive direction, then resultant force on the system in the direction of the motion, you can write mg minus t, that is equal to mass into acceleration from Newton's second law. So you can write mg equal to 4,000 kg weight, t equal to 6,000 kg weight. The mass m of the elevator or system along with contents 4,000 kg. So the acceleration for the retarded motion will be minus 2,000 kg weight, means into 9.8 newtons by 4,000 kg. So you get acceleration as minus 9.8 by 2 meter per second square. That means it is moving in the retardation of 4.9 meter per second square in the downward direction. So to find the distance in which it can be stopped, you can use the equation v square minus square equal to 2as. When it is brought to rest, you can take final loss v as 0. The initial loss t u equal 9.8 meter per second. So the acceleration a equal to minus 4.9 meter per second square. Let us denote the distance. So you get the shortest distance in which it can be stopped as 9.8 meters. So you get the answer as 9.8 meters. So in case you want to copy the solution of the problem, you can copy down the solution of the problem. In case you need more time to copy the solution, you can take a pause and take your time. You can see the question number 23. The total mass of an elevator with an 80 kg man in it is 1000 kg. It is moving upwards with a speed of 8 meters per second. If it is brought to rest over a distance of 16 meters, then during retardation, the tension in the supporting cable and the force exerted by the man on the floor are respectively. So here, there are two parts in the problem. First part of the problem, you have to find the tension in the cable. The second part of the question, you have to find the normal reaction force on the man by the floor. So for the first part of the question, that is to find the tension in the cables, we can consider the man and the elevator together as one system of total mass 1000 kg. So when you consider the man and the elevator together as one system of mass 1000 kg, then the normal reaction force on the man by the floor of the elevator can be considered as an internal force. The contact force exerted on the floor of the elevator by the feet of the man should also be treated as an internal force. So when you apply Newton's second law for a system, you need not consider the internal forces in the system. I mean, when you consider two or more number of objects which are moving in the same direction with the same acceleration as one system, then the force applied by an object, one object in the system on another object in the same system, we call it the internal force. Internal force do not enter into the equation of Newton's second law for the system. So when you consider the elevator along with the man as one system, then you need not have to consider the internal forces between the man and the elevator in the free body diagram for system. So total mass of the system of the elevator and man is 1000 kg. So for this system, weight mg acts downwards, the tension T acts upwards. To find the acceleration, it is given that the body is initially moving in the upward direction with a speed of 8 meters per second. So the direction of the motion is upwards. So let us take the upward direction as positive direction for initial velocity and displacement 16 meters. Final velocity becomes 0 after it moves 16 meter distance. Use the equation v square minus square equal to 2as for upward motion. So I get the acceleration from this. So you get acceleration as minus 2 meter per second square. It means it is negative sign indicates that it is moving with retardation. So net force in the upward direction on the system, you can take T minus mg. We choose upward direction as positive and downward direction as negative. That is called mass and acceleration. So magnitude of the tensional force on the elevator by the supporting cable will be m into g plus a. So m is 1000 kg. G is 10 meter per second square. The acceleration a equal to minus 2 meter per second square. So you get 1000 into 8 newtons. So our magnitude of the tension, the rope or cable supporting the lift will be 8000 newtons. That is one of the answers. Then to answer second part of the question, we consider the man as one system. If you consider the man as system of mass 80 kg, then for the, let small m denote the mass of the man. Let n denote the magnitude of the normal reaction force on the man by the floor of the lift. It acts vertically upwards. So direction of the motion is upwards. So net force in the upward direction, if you give a positive sign for upward motion, for quantities in upward direction, will be n minus mg. I denote small m for mass of the man. That is equal to mass into acceleration. So magnitude of the normal reaction force on the man by the floor of the lift be m into g plus a. The mass of the man is given to 80 kg. G is 10 meter per second square. A is minus 2 meter per second square. So that will be 640 Newton. So that is the answer for second part question. That is magnitude of normal reaction force on the man by the floor of the lift is 640 Newton. In case you want to copy the solution of the problem, you can copy down the solution of the problem. In case you need more time to copy the solution of the problem, you can take a pause and take your time. See the next question, question number 24. When a pulling force of magnitude F is applied at an angle theta above the horizontal, block of weight 100 Newton, which is initially at rest on smooth floor. The block moves 2 meters per second, and the contact force block on the floor is 70 Newton. Then you have to find Fn theta in the problem. You are given the weight of the block, and you are given the magnitude of the contact force with the block and the floor. So when the floor is resting on a smooth horizontal surface or smooth horizontal floor, then magnitude of the contact force between the block and the floor means same as the magnitude of the force, normal reaction force on the block by floor. So magnitude of the normal force, reaction force on block by floor is 70 Newton, as per the information given in the problem. It means magnitude of force by block on floor is also 70 Newton. So when you draw the free body diagram for the block, in the free body diagram for the block, we must indicate only the forces which are acting on the block, not the forces by the block. So here let the weight mg of the block, you can draw the diagram roughly this way first. The pulling force is applied at some angle theta above the horizontal. So I draw a separate free body diagram. The weight mg of the block acts vertically downwards, which is a gravitational force on the block by the earth. Here F is the magnitude of the pulling force applied on the block, which acts at an angle theta above the horizontal. Let N denote the magnitude of the normal reaction force on the block by the floor, which acts vertically upwards. Perpendicular surface of floor in contact and directed away from surface of floor in contact. From the given information, so you are given in the problem that weight mg of the block is 100 Newton, and g is given to be 10 meter per second square. So you can calculate the mass of block. From that mass of block you get 10 kg. And you are given the magnitude of the contact force between the block and the floor is 70 Newton. That means magnitude of normal reaction force can be taken as 70 Newton. Magnitude of normal reaction force on block by the floor will be 70 Newton. You can calculate the acceleration of the block from given information. You are given that the block moves 2 meters in the first second. The body starts from rest and moves with constant acceleration. The magnitude displacement covered in time t is given as equal to half a t square. So it covers 2 meters in t equal to 1 second. So you can substitute s equal to 2 meters on the left side when you substitute t equal to 1 second on the right side. So you get acceleration of the block will be equal to 4 meter per second square. Look at the free body diagram. We have to find f and theta here. I choose the horizontal direction. That is the direction of the motion of the block as positive direction of x-axis. And vertically upward direction as positive direction of y-axis. 3 forces act on the block as shown in the figure. The pulling force is inclined to both x and y-axis, and explained in the free body diagram technique. If one of the external force on the body is inclined to both x and y-axis, we resolve it into two rectangular components parallel to x and y-axis. So resolve this pulling force into two rectangular components along x and y-axis. For that, we can construct a rectangle with adjacent sides along x and y-axis, so that this pulling force acts along the diagonal of the rectangle. The horizontal component of pulling force with magnitude f cos theta is directly along positive x-axis. The vertical component of pulling force will have magnitude f sin theta directed vertically upwards along positive axis. Let Fi denote the y component resultant force of block. Here N is the magnitude of normal reaction for the block by the floor, which acts vertically upwards along positive direction of y-axis. The vertical component of pulling force with magnitude f sin theta acts vertically upwards along positive y-axis. The weight mg of the block acts vertically downwards in the negative direction of y-axis. So y component resultant force of block can be written as n plus f sin theta minus mg. But in this case, the block has no acceleration parallel to y-axis. The block has no acceleration parallel to y-axis or in the vertical direction. So y component of acceleration is 0. You can say that y component resultant force of block is 0. So you can write f sin theta equal to mg minus n. The weight mg is given to be 100 newtons. Normal reaction force on the block by floor has magnitude 70 newton. So magnitude of the vertical component pulling force will be f sin theta will be equal to 30 newton. If Fi is 0, resultant force of block must be equal to Fx. That means the resultant forces in the x direction. The only force which acts on the block along x-axis is the horizontal component pulling force, which has magnitude f cos theta. So you can say magnitude of the resultant for the block is equal to f cos theta. From Newton's second law, magnitude of the resultant for the block will be equal to product of its mass and magnitude of its acceleration. Here mass of the block is 10 kg. The acceleration is 4 meters per second square. So you get magnitude of the horizontal component of pulling force is equal to 40 Newton. You can divide the first equation from second equation. You can solve the equations 1 and 2. Those who want to copy the solution of the problem, they can start writing, because rest of the part is only simplification, which you can as well do it. If you are asked to find only theta, suppose you can divide the equation 1 to equation 2. If you are just asked only the magnitude of the pulling force, you can square the two equations and then add them. So if you divide one by the other, equation 1 is equation f cos theta sin theta by f cos theta equal to 30 Newton by 40 Newton. So you get tan theta equal to 3 by 4. So theta you get tan inverse 3 by 4, which is of course nearly 37 degrees. So you can find, if you know tan theta, you must be knowing how to find sin theta. Substitute the value of sin theta in the first equation. From first equation, f sin theta equals 30 degrees. If you calculate sin theta, it will be 3 by 5 or sin 37 degrees. You can substitute sin theta equals 3 by 5 on the left hand side in the equation 1. You get f equal to 50 Newton. So that is one of the answers. Theta tan inverse 3 by 4. This is one of the answers. So those who are copying the want to copy the solution of the problem, they can please try to complete copying the solution. In case you need more time to copy the solution of the problem, you can take a pause and take your time.